If your music doesn't sound epic, it doesn't mean you are bad at producing music. You just don't know the right way to do it. In this video, I, as a professional game music composer with years of experience, will give you some insights on how you can make your music sound epic. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. If you are making something, you need the right tools to make it. And in music, these tools are good sounds. For orchestral music, you will want realistic sounding orchestral instruments. You can find so many libraries available in different VST plugins. For example, I use Contact and its libraries every single day. For epic music, you need epic sounding libraries, not just libraries that sound realistic. For epic music, you need more players and high fidelity sound in order to get that epicness. Here's a comparison between two different libraries. On one side, I have Metropolis Arc 1, which is a library dedicated for epic orchestral sounds. And on other side, I have Berlin Strings by Orchestral Tools. Metropolis Arc 1 is every epic composer's go-to library. You can clearly see how it stands out with its big and full sounds. Always try to fill up the background with pads, sustained strings, or textures. Background sounds has to fill up all range of frequencies, from high to low mids. Don't use textures and background sounds to fill up the low frequencies. For epic music, we will fill it up with heavy and dedicated low sounds. So the low end of sustained strings, textures, and pads can clutter with our low sounds and make the whole soundtrack sound bland or too static. If your background sounds have low frequencies, easily cut them with an EQ. In this tutorial, we have this texture from Intimate Textures by Novo Strings. And after that, we have a sustained strings from Albion 1 by Spitfire Audio, which is also a good library for epic sounds. And don't forget to include dynamic curves to make it mimic like a real player is playing it. I will have a video in future about dynamics as well. If you want that on next video, let me know in the comments, or I might delay it like usual. You have to fill the lows and low mids. A string bass can easily solve it, but it might need support of other instruments as well based on the complexity of the track. If your track is simple and have very few elements, you can only have that string bass. And if you have more elements like we have in this video, you will have to use supporting bass instruments like bassoons, tubas, bass trombones, or even a sub bass. In our case, we are using a string bass. Don't forget to have that dynamics automated to make it sound like it is being played by a real player. And only use root notes and basses. Don't have like a melody in there, because the pitch movements are not noticeable in lower registers. We have so many layers in higher registers, so in order to keep balance, we are adding supporting bass instruments. You can add some piano low end for support. It gives an extra boost to the string bass. Nobody uses it a lot, but I used it once and liked how it was supporting the low end. For epic music, the low end has to be quite strong and loud. Nothing is louder than brass instruments in orchestral music. So we also added a layer of brass instruments to follow along with our string and piano low ends. If you want to know about my note placements and brass layering technique to get that epic and bold sound, watch this video here. Epic music is known for its fast-paced rhythms and ostinatos. If you are missing them, it is never going to sound good. And these ostinatos do not need to follow the chords or specific pitch. What you can do in your ostinatos is only use the root notes and the fifth notes for the rhythm. Try to have one accented note in the beginning and onto the places you want to have that impact of the rhythm and keep its velocity the highest. In here, these are the notes that are our accented notes, and their velocity are the highest. And the rest are just having some variations. Just use rhythms that sound good to your ear. Also include low ostinatos. The principles are same as the previous one. Have accented notes and variations in velocities and change the rhythm or follow the same rhythm. But keep in mind, never have too much movements in low registers. They clutter and sounds muddy when there is too many movements. They are not as piercing as high frequencies. I also added a piano ostinato going on here. This is a pitched ostinato. If you want a dedicated video on ostinatos, let me know in the comments. Percussions are crucial if you need movements and rhythms. It is similar to ostinatos. Have one accented note, and other notes will have variations in velocities. We have a low hit. Another low tom supporting the low hit. Some mid percussions, and some high percussions. Explaining everything will make this video too long, so I am keeping it short. We'll definitely have a video about percussion soon. So, subscribe and never miss any newer videos. Your soundtrack becomes lifeless if it doesn't have any melody on top of everything. It just sounds straight and static. A melody gives the track a life and becomes memorable to the listener. Use high-pitched instruments like violins, piccolo flute, trumpets, women choirs. Here we have a melody that is playing on high strings of Metropolis arc. Now in our case, we have a lot of instruments and low ends going on in our track. The solo instance of this high string doesn't stand out from other instruments. So if we want to make it stand out, we have to double the instruments. Here, I doubled the instruments by using another layer of high strings, but the melody is playing in an octave lower. We also use some choirs to make the melody cut through all those instruments we have used. When we advance to a newer theme or a newer section of a theme, if we don't bring any changes, it becomes boring and emotionless. To fix that, we need to introduce variations in our track. We have used melody, movements, background element, and everything. Introducing a new unique pattern is not possible. If we do that, it might sound too chaotic. So what we can do in this case is we can double the instruments. Here we have doubled the ostinatos in both of the patterns. We introduced new percussions to have doubles in percussion. And we have added a French horn instance which will support the background. And we doubled the bass with adding more layers. By doubling and introducing new instruments, we keep the listener busy with new sounds and intensify the track. And these are the insights from me today. I'll be back with a new video next week and more new things to learn. You can get access to this project file on my Patreon. Links will be in the description. And if the video was helpful to you, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Let's listen to the whole track now.